All my wrists is frost, all my women is boss.
Eddie, when Joshua coming?
10 days he's fighting in Ghana.
Eddie
Do you think on paper that Ryan Garcia is going to be on Devin's toughest fight? On paper?
No. I think Lomachenko is always going to be the toughest fight. But I do think that Ryan has a good style to fight Devin. He's very reactive, he's very fast, he can punch. He's in his prime. It's a brilliant matchup. I think Ryan deserves a lot of credit and respect because he comes off, defeat against Gervonta. Obviously a good win against Duarte, but no one's really, I think it shows really more about where Devin's at that people are willing to face him now. Because honestly, for a long time, people use the excuse of, where's the risk reward? It's a bit like Shakur. No one really wants to fight Shakur, but now Devin's become bigger. The money's there to fight Devin Haney, so people do it, and he's got the belt. So I think Ryan deserves a lot of respect for taking the fight.
Eddie, assuming that Haney passes Ryan, both him and Gervonta will be free in the fall. Could we see something happen along that line?
I don't know. Sometimes, but Bill's leading the ship, and he's doing a great job, and we're just here to help Devin for this fight and see what happens after that. But I think that realistically, sometimes the beef between people can stop fights happening. I've seen it before. I've been at fault of that in the past.
Okay.
And obviously Bill and Gervonta are going at it, but sooner or later that fight becomes so big that it happens. I think what you got to understand about Devin Haney is he's 25 years old. People talk about the face of boxing. This fight could be for the passing of the torch for the face of boxing in time. And two young guys in their prime both deserve a lot of credit. I know Devin will fight anyone. He's always been that way since we've started looking after him in 2019. He wanted me to make the fight with Lomachenko in 2020, and he was chasing that genuinely. And Top Rank moved him up to franchise champion, and he became an email champion, as some of the critics called him. But look what he's done since. He's been unbelievable.
Is the pressure on Ryan Garcia, is it immense? Just from the standpoint of losing to Devonta, now if you lose to Devin,
that's why I think that Ryan deserves a lot of credit. Because if he loses to Devin Haney, he's in a pretty tough spot. He's moving up to 140, so this is his true weight class. There's no hydration clause, and Devin's really difficult to beat. It's not like you're in with a guy who's a bit limited and, you can find a way. Like, Devin's very tricky and very skillful. So, again, I think that if Ryan loses this fight, he's not in a great position, but he's also young. But we should be commending that rather than saying, oh, you're done if you finish. You should be looking to take the biggest challenges in the sport. And I think, he messaged me a while ago and said, I want to fight Devin Haney. I didn't really believe him, and then he moved on to Rowley, which was definitely the right decision for him. But when that fell through, he came back to Devin, and you have to give him a lot of respect for taking the fight.
Eddie, why was it the right decision to face Rowley at that moment when he messaged you?
Because it's a lot easier fight. If you're representing a fighter, you want, sometimes the biggest reward for the biggest risk. But I would fight Rowley every day over Devin Haney. I mean, it's such an easier fight.
Bernard Hopkins. Bernard.
And I think that when that fight became